how much protein do you really need for weight loss? I remember at the peak of my dieting, I was eating around 300 grams of protein per day. You know, everybody tells you, eat more protein, you're gonna build more muscle. Protein is amazing for muscle. But what does protein actually do? Let's cover it within this video, and I'll simplify and practically tell you exactly what to do with protein when dieting. So how much protein do you actually need? In the simplest way possible, to survive, you need around 50 grams of protein per day. But is this optimal? No. So what's the most optimal amount of protein you should be eating within a day? Take your body weight, and for every pound of body weight that you have, you need 1 gram of protein. So for kilograms, this would be 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram. It's as simple as that. As long as you eat around that number, you will maximize any muscle building capabilities and all of your muscle retention. Now, there may be a point where you want to add a little bit more protein. And why is that? That's because protein very much so promotes satiety. When it comes to feeling full, protein per calorie is the most satiating macronutrient. It keeps you the fullest for longer for the least amount of calories. So in that sense, you can add in more protein to your diet. This is why I was eating so much protein personally when I was dieting. And look, I probably didn't need to be eating this much, but I like protein and it did keep me full. So I guess it all played out in the end. Now let's discuss some common mistakes. One major oopsie that I fell into was eating protein bars and thinking those were healthy. Look, protein bars by all means are okay if you eat them rarely, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a junk food. If you look at the back of a protein bar and the back of a chocolate bar, the ingredients are basically identical except one has some protein. Now look, a lot of protein bars actually use quite low quality protein. So you may have something like pea protein, which isn't a complete protein. You don't get all the essential amino acids, so then you have to backfill with something else, meaning that if that protein bar has 20 grams of protein, it doesn't really correlate to 20 grams of protein within your diet unless you backfill with a certain amino acid that thing is lacking. It's a bit of a complicated process, but to simplify it, try to rely on whole foods as much as possible. Stick to animal meat, stick to eggs, stick to milk products. If you're gonna go vegan, use soy. There's some discussion about phytoestrogens here and there, just because the research is still kind of inconclusive. Some people are saying it doesn't raise estrogen, some people say it does raise estrogen. So personally, I would like to stay away from that. Now, branching off of this topic, lastly, I want to talk about protein quality. When you're choosing what to eat for protein, I recommend you search up on the internet a list of complete protein foods. Try to stay away from any food that is not a complete protein. I'm speaking of primarily vegetable protein, something like beans, something like pasta. You're not going to get all of the essential amino acids, meaning that protein isn't really converted to a gram of protein within your body. Now look, you can still make it work if you're eating foods that have incomplete proteins. You just have to add the lacking amino acids. This is, for example, why people eat cereal, is because the milk and the actual cereal complement each other, giving you a complete protein. Same thing with pasta and cheese. The cheese backfills the rest of the amino acids that the pasta lacks, thus giving you a complete protein meal. Also, when it comes to protein powders, try to stay away from the vegan ones. Look, unless you're vegan and you're really pro animal rights, just try to stick to whey protein. Try to stick to casein protein. If you're gonna go vegan, use soy. As I said, it may be estrogenic. Nobody knows as of yet. It's very inconclusive, but stay away from the pea protein. Stay away from, I don't even know what they make nowadays, like grass protein, tree nut protein. I don't know. I really don't know. But a lot of the vegan options are going to be not complete proteins, except for soy protein, which may be estrogenic. So, you know, that's up to you to eat. If you're ready to take the first step, press the first link in the description and join our free Skool group. Here you will meet like-minded people and get more direct help from me and our community. If I give you anything of value in this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. It'd help us out tremendously, and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.